Indya Kincannon joining us to talk about several happenings within the city. Mayor, thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Let's go ahead and start on the most talked about topic in the city right now. You all are continuing the conversations around part of Chilhowee Park's sale to Emerald Youth Foundation. What are you hearing in these conversations with community members about their passions behind both sides of this deal?
Yeah, well, I guess and I appreciate the meetings. I appreciate the community members who are discussing this with me and with council members. So we're listening. We have heard the need for some changes and improvements to this, and we're working on some possible improvements that we think will better meet the needs of the community, while also focusing on the main reason we brought this proposal to council in the first place, which is helping create safe spaces for the children of East Knoxville. 4 years ago, we were experiencing a huge crisis where we had 6 teenagers who attended Austin East High School get killed in gun violence. And we said at the time, what could we do to give them safe places to be, to have constructive things to do? And so this is responsive to that. We think ultimately it will be a really positive thing for generations of families. Community has let us know about some concerns, and we're trying to address those with some amendments to the plan.
How much anticipation was there on your end of hearing some of this pushback you all have received? Was that something that you had prepared for, or have you been somewhat, not blown away, but blown away by some of the response from the community?
Well, I guess I was a little surprised by some of the strong feelings about it, because we had actually several years of community input, but it wasn't broad enough, and that I should have had more community input from a broader spectrum of people. So that was something that did catch me by surprise, particularly because I think the similar complex that's been done in Lonsdale has been so successful and has been an amenity for the immediate neighborhood, not just for the people who enjoy those facilities and programs, but also I think it's made Lonsdale safer and catalyzed more investment in the community. So we were just trying to bring the same thing to East Knoxville based on what the people of East Knoxville have said they wanted. But obviously we didn't talk to enough people, and now we are having those conversations and hope to reflect some of those suggestions and ideas when we bring this back to council on the 30th.
City Council just approving your administration to move forward on requesting about $1 million grant from the Highway Department to look at the future of a bridge from Gay Street to South Knox. Talk about why that was important and why $1 million is needed to get this done.
Yeah, well, first I'm excited that the existing Gay Street Bridge is under repair, and we hope to open it this calendar year back for pedestrians and bikers, and that is what the safety engineers have said we can do. So we're going to be looking forward to that. Meantime, we also know that we need to find out what the costs are for a full replacement. If we're going to bring motorized vehicles back to the Gay Street Bridge crossing, the engineers say that we need a totally new bridge. So this grant that council approved, we're applying for it, and it will give us help from the federal highway government program to do a study to figure out exactly how much it would cost to build such a bridge, what it would look like, how much traffic it could hold, and that sort of thing. So I appreciate council's support for that. The community wants to know what that replacement bridge would cost, how long it would take to build it, and if we win this federal grant, then that'll be a really positive step towards a replacement bridge.
How critical do you all find it getting a bridge along Gay Street that can carry traffic, not just pedestrians and bicyclists, but cars and trucks to get to that spot in South Knox? How critical do you find that?
Well, that's exactly what part of the study will reveal. Right now there's no crossing at that. No, not even pedestrians are allowed to go. And so the motorized vehicles have gone over to Alcoa Highway, Chapman Highway, James White Parkway, and the bridge was serving all kinds of vehicles, but not nearly as much volume as those other bridges. So this is something that the study will help us understand better.
All right, you've launched something to get out in front of the public to have some open conversation about. It's a new podcast y'all launched, Kicking It with Kincannon. Love the name. Episode 2 taped this week. Let folks know what this podcast is about and why y'all wanted to launch it.
Yeah, well, the first Kicking It with Kincannon podcast was with a group of kids right before the return of school. So I was talking to them about the upcoming school year. And the second podcast is with Chief Paul Noel. He's been here a little over 3 years now, doing a great job fighting crime, helping improve the culture of KPD and career paths. We're about to celebrate, that we're up to fully authorized force, which is a really big deal. And it's also a chance for us to get to know the person behind the badge. What does he like to do when he's trying to relax and not in uniform, just enjoying Knoxville and time with his family? So it's an opportunity to learn about what's going on with the city, various departments and people, and for us to share a little bit about ourselves.
It's probably a little bit of an opening for you, too. What have you learned throughout the process of Kicking It with Kincannon, of launching a podcast and what it goes into making it come to life?
Absolutely. I have great respect for journalists in general and the great podcasts that I enjoy listening to. It takes some work to put it together. So I'm really grateful for the people who do that in general and for the city team that's making that happen as well.
Mayor Kincannon, as always, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We'll see you in about another month.
Thank you. Take care.